Hey, I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Shelby.
And we love talking all things marketing, business, and life, but most of all, how to turn your ideas into strategy.
We work at Bing Bang, a small marketing company that pushes brands forward to grow their business.
On the Bing Bang Download, we're going to be delivering our best marketing advice with a mixture of inspiration, wittiness, and a creative kick in the ass.
Think of this as meeting your favorite marketing gals at happy hour to have raw conversations, share honest perspectives, and most importantly, learn key takeaways to empower you to create a plan and a brand to grow your business.
Shelby, are you ready to get this party started?
Let's do it, Mackenzie. This is the Bing Bang Download.
Welcome to the Bing Bang Download.
Welcome, welcome.
We're here.
We made it right here in our comfy chairs.
And our very comfortable chairs, our adorable setup.
Yes, thank you, content team. This looks amazing.
It looks so good. And we are here. This is our maiden voyage. You are embarking on a journey with us.
Oh,
I hope you have your snacks. I hope you have your cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you have an open mind.
I love that.
Yeah.
Open mind, because that's where the magic happens.
That's exactly where that's where the creativity happens, you know?
100%.
Like, for some people, it's the shower. For some people, it's a walk.
Or a drive in the car.
For other people, it'll be listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
The Bing Bang Download, the podcast.
Again, welcome.
Yes.
This is so exciting.
It's so exciting. It's a new adventure for us.
I know. Should we backtrack and kind of explain how we got here?
Yes, we definitely should.
So we came about this idea because we have our first podcast, the Jealous Podcast, which is amazing. It brings on amazing guests and they get to share their story. But sometimes on the weeks when there wasn't a guest, it ended up being Mackenzie and I talking about marketing.
We would just go on and on and on. And if you came here from the Jealous Podcast, you know that.
Yep.
We would try to fill an hour, and we would fill an hour, sometimes more, with our marketing conversations, this and that. Yeah.
And it just came to evolve because we had the Bing Bang newsletter as well that we started last summer, where we were discussing these marketing topics. And we had a creative strategy like for Bing Bang, probably once you got back from maternity leave.
Right after maternity leave.
At the Smoky Row in Ankeny.
Yes.
I love that little place.
Again, another place that conjures a lot of creativity.
100%.
Yes.
And we said, what if we just took this thing as a podcast?
Yes.
And here we are.
Yep. We really wanted to meet people where they were. Mm-hmm. And what a better opportunity to do that than through your ears, through the podcast.
Your ear holes.
Yes. Yes. And why the podcast format though? Why not video? Why not social media? Mm-hmm. And we did a little research. So
spit on some stats,
I will
Mac.
give some stats. Oh, wow. Is that going to be a new segment? Spit out some stats, Mac.
We
I can't even say that.
should.
I don't think so.
Mac stats.
That is a tongue twister. That is a tongue twister. Yeah, what are you going to gain? Why a podcast? Well, first of all, the most recent survey conducted by Statista.
What a fun name.
I know.
Like barista.
Fashionista.
Fashionista.
Maxinista.
Yeah.
I digress. 62% of U.S. consumers listen to audio podcasts. 62% of people consuming content, they are listening to podcasts.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of podcasts. Do you listen to a lot of podcasts?
I listen to a lot of podcasts, and since this podcast is specifically for other marketers, I have to venture to guess that they're also listening to podcasts.
Right. I mean, I'm always listening to not only marketing podcasts, because I am a marketing nerd, but other podcasts. Like I drive and I listen to them, and I do them on my walks.
I know, I do too, and that goes hand in hand with creativity. What better way to stretch? Are you, and I know this about you, but I'm going to ask, in a meeting, we are strategizing, think of something clever.
No.
Go. No, absolutely not. I have to separate myself, go for a drive, go for a walk, go take a shower, just focus. Mm-hmm. And that is like where we want to meet you there. We want to meet you when you are out like doing your creative thing. Mm-hmm. We're doing that through this podcast.
Right. I was even thinking about that. We had a conversation with a client today, and they wanted to have like a brand strategy session, and it got brought up like do it all in one day. And in my head, I'm like, no, I need time to reflect. What did we just talk about? And what is my actual opinion? Because I have a tendency to like react. I've been told I have a terrible poker face.
Horrible poker
and,
face.
And it takes me like a night or a day or two to be like, oh, that's where they're coming from. So
Yes.
it is nice to have that space where there is a walk or a car ride or whatever to just be with your creative mind and just let it wander.
Exactly. And some of the best podcast episodes over on Jealous that we had were, it was after the mics shut off. We just got to sit there and like mind meld together with our guests, with each other. That's when the creativity comes. So let this be your outlet. Let this give you inspiration. And just get excited. We're going to cover so many topics. We're going to be reaching out to you on social media to get your suggestions, what you want to hear, what you want to hear less of. Maybe you're like, could you guys stop talking about what you did on the weekend? Sure, fine. I guess you don't want to hear
max stats.
That, max stats. Maybe nobody wants to hear that. Fine.
I like the segment.
If it's axed in the next episode, we know why.
Yeah.
We know why.
Did you want to go into the second part of that stat that you conjured
yeah.
up?
Absolutely. So that's a 5% increase from last year. So it's growing. Podcast. Now, I will say the number of new podcasts that are being developed have gone down because I think during COVID, during the pandemic, everyone and their dog, I'm not kidding, I think there are some podcasts dedicated to dogs, pets, they were all developed. Everyone had their home equipment, their cell phones, they were making podcasts. Right. Well, we know a podcast is hard to sustain if you don't have the content, if you don't have the routine, the process. We'll get to that later. But if we do, and with marketing, there's always going to be something to talk about because marketing is always changing and evolving. So we're not going to have a problem creating content and keeping these episodes going. But, you know, it's just like kind of the fat fell off. Yeah. And the good ones are rising to the top and staying.
And it's a lot more hard work, is that correct? Than people make it out to be, right? It's like, you just have to talk on the microphone for an hour. It's like, no, this took a while to set up.
Just ask our team.
Yeah. The ideation and strategy took a little bit. So there's a lot of work into it, but we find the value of this so great, not only for us, but just to connect and build a community out there too, where we can be those bounce creative ideas off of. Like, that's what I'm most excited about.
I love the community aspect. I mean, we are marketers within Bing Bang, and we always want you to come over to Bing Bang. And if, you have a big project that you want and you know that you need, like, the big guns, absolutely come over here. But honestly, Shelby and I, we're just two marketing gals who love to talk about what's new and what's going on, and we want to build that community too. But, we'll get you in these doors eventually.
For sure. Let's dive into that. What can you tell us? Well, not me, because I am a part of it. Tell the listeners, what is Bing Bang?
Oh my gosh. So I will give you, that's a great question.
Thank you.
That I don't think we've ever actually discussed because it feels so meta. We are in Bing Bang. So what is Bing Bang?
Right.
Bing Bang. We are a full service marketing agency founded in 2014 by Brandon Bingham, visionary, capital V. You guys have seen him we've seen him on the Jealous podcast, the owner, CEO. He has background in video storytelling, news, journalism. He just really knows how to tell a story through video.
And that's why he started Bing Bang in the first place.
That's exactly why he started. He knew, he had this gift of how to tell a story through video. And so that was, our main solution service that Bing Bang provided. A year and a half later, I came knocking on the door because I followed him out of our past career. And I was like, can I have a job? And he gave me one, which is awesome. And so I did everything from graphic design, account management, everything. But I'm not saying I did everything. I did a lot, is what I'm trying to say. Wore a lot of hats. We all did. We were an up-and-coming business. We were growing. We added 3 new team members. And that's really kind of when we graduated from video marketing company to full service. So that's when visual design came in. That's when photography came in. That is when digital marketing came in. That's when social media came in. We tied it all together. And so now look where we are now. We have a podcast as well. And we talk about doing all these things. So yes, Bing Bang, we are your full service marketing agency located right here in Waukee, Iowa.
We love it. Right by the new Keytown Loop.
That's right. We are ready for that concert venue to be up and going. I can't wait.
We're going to rock out.
We are.
You see a pink sweater and a leather shirt.
Yeah.
You know.
You see a grandma and a youngster.
That's not true.
That
That's
is
not
true.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about your background.
My background.
What
Okay.
about you?
So yeah, you want to know more about your your podcast host, co-host? Hey.
I do.
Okay. But again, it's me. I overshared on the Jealous podcast. I'll probably overshare here too.
It's guaranteed.
But really, I am a marketer that is curious. Like, so personally, I grew up with the internet. The internet grew up. We were childhood friends.
Yeah.
I mean, I would come home, I'd get off the bus, I'd grab a little Debbie. I'd log on to MSN Messenger, and I would chat with all my friends. It drove my mom crazy. She was like, "What are you doing? You talk to these people all day." I'm like, "No, Mom, the internet. I can talk to people from other schools," which, good or bad.
You're stirring some shit up. I bet.
Yeah, I was, and I was a latchkey kid, so I'd just come home and kind of just have the house to myself.
What's latchkey kid?
Just my parents worked. We'd get off the bus. We'd come home.
Oh, you mean like you were hanging out by yourself?
Yeah,
at home.
and my
Got
brother.
it. Yeah.
But anyway,
I was that too.
Yeah,
Screw daycare. No, I'm kidding.
we love daycare. But I grew up with the internet just evolving and growing up, and so to be able to bring that into my career, it's so funny. I laugh. I'm like, my mom was constantly telling me, like, "Get off the computer. Get off the computers." Right? Well, I use that same technology now, a grown-up version of that in my everyday life.
Right, you're on it
in
all
my
day long.
career.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny how that came full circle. So sorry, Mom, but
look where you're at.
look where I'm at. I'm here at Bing Bang. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's me that's me.
What got you? Because you went to school for graphic design, right?
Graphic design and advertising.
Oh, okay. So you did both at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went to Vermeer.
Yep.
And then was that more of a marketing advertising role?
Yep. So I did a short stint at the newspaper world, and then I had the opportunity to go over to Vermeer, and my position there when I left was a marketing creative strategist. Oh. So I worked with the product team. Vermeer has all kinds of products that serve a variety of needs for people. Industrial. I was on the industrial side. Tree care. So I worked with the tree care product side. How are we going to tell a story about something like a brush chipper and get it in front of people in a creative way? So I was like that liaison between the creative team and the product team.
Yeah.
How are we going to tell this story and to get to the end user, essentially? So many fun trips, so many fun testimonials about brush chippers. I know too much about brush chippers to this day. It's just something that doesn't leave you, because I built such a brand loyalty around Vermeer, and oh my gosh, other people and their products. Anytime I still see one driving down the road on a trailer, of course, I'm like, hey, the BC 1800.
Oh,
you know what that means? I know.
No, I don't.
That thing can take an 18-inch in diameter tree and eat it up like it's a toothpick, baby. Spit it out.
Dang, that's why you're good at what you do.
I hope that's right. If it's wrong, we'll hear about it. I want to hear
Please
about
let us know.
So yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of cool how you started at Bing Bang when it was so small, and you were like a one-man, I don't want to say one-man operation because you weren't, but it's like you do wear all those hats, and it can get overwhelming. And I think we even still experience that. I mean, we all can here today, even with the bigger team that we have, that we still all experience that overwhelm, and I have to do this and this and this, and just take a deep breath. And like, this is the podcast to let you take that deep breath.
Yes.
And let's okay, here's what I want to work on. Let's reprioritize the to-do list.
Yes, exactly. If you're hearing this and you're a marketer, which you probably are, you are probably overwhelmed like right now with something. Your to-do list is probably too long. That's because I think in general, and I don't want to generalize all of us, but we feel like we can handle more than maybe we have on our plate. So we're always adding things. Shelby, you are key, and I'm going to get into you in a second. But just know that we are here with you. We can help you prioritize what that needs to be. You have to chip away. You have to take action. Shelby always talks about messy action. At first I heard it, I was like, I don't really like that. It doesn't feel good. But that's just me being an old school style. It's kind of wearing on me. So I love that. We can help you, just take it one step at a time. You're never going to be able to do everything. We don't expect that of you. Do not expect that of yourself. Have open communication with your boss, your clients, whoever. Chip away, make forward progress.
Yeah, and I love the messy action thing. I know at first you had like a little resentment towards it, but now that you keep bringing up like, oh, Shelby has said this before, and now I'm starting to like it. I'm like, yeah, there it is. It's like you hurt yourself more by not doing anything and waiting for it to be perfect rather than to just try something new. Like just post something on Instagram and like see what happens, or start a podcast and see how it resonates. It's just like take little pieces of messy action and put it together and you will start making progress. Because like what's the cost if you don't? You're in the same place that you were.
Exactly. And I'm not going to say this is fate, but this might be fate. When I was eating my Luna bar earlier, they have little, yes, lemon, delicious. They have little messages. It said, I would rather oops than what if, or say oops than what if. I'm like, hey, that's perfect. So we're going to tag you on this, Luna. And, I don't know. You don't have to send us a box of lemon Luna bars, but you can if you want to.
Yeah, I have a snack drawer at my desk that I'd love to add more things to.
What about you? Why marketing? Why Bing Bang? Why specifically your little corner of social media? Why?
I grew up always a creative kid. I always loved writing. I always wanted to be the next Erin Andrews. I loved doing the TV thing. I tried the journalism stunt in college because I thought that's what I wanted to do. Wasn't for me. I was too fluffy of a writer. That's not good for me.
Well, you know me. I'm also a fluffy writer. Yeah. I like the warm and fuzzies. I'm sorry.
Me too. It adds some personality. It does. So yeah, it wasn't for me. There was more red ink on my markups that I would like to admit.
And do you not like criticism?
Again, I have to digest it. Like, yep, you're right. And then, so I was at the Daily Iowa and I started out at Iowa. And then I made the transition to the school up north of Ankeny, which is called Iowa State.
Touchy subject. Touchy. We have a mixed crew here, so you're supported.
Thank you. I'm a Hawkeye fan, just to let you know. So it was a very rough transition to Iowa State. And they didn't really have... They had not a journalism school, but they had multiple degrees you could get. There was like journalism, advertising, and PR. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want journalism, didn't want PR, so I'm like, okay, advertising is it. Mm-hmm. And I really loved that I was able to put my creative spin on brands and how I could position them. And so during my time at Iowa State, I got an internship for a small online company. She's a one-woman show. She lives in Ankeny. She has a prenatal and postnatal program, and she just needed it.
I need to look her up.
Like you talk about, everything about tree cutters. Yeah. I know literally everything about
tree cutters, brush chippers.
I know everything about the pelvic floor. So that is...
these powers combined, we could take on a new...
It's a new niche. And she just really needed someone to help record videos for a new program she was coming out with. And we did that all summer. That same summer, I had an internship with John. It wasn't really with John. I spent one day with him.
John Schaefer?
John Schaefer. At Channel 5, and it was just not for me.
Yeah.
So after that summer, we created this program. We're like, okay, now we have to like market the dang thing. So that's when I just started. It was just her and I just started learning about it and kind of just doing my thing. And it was always me. So it's just whatever I thought worked. Boom, we did it. That's where the hard criticism comes in, because I just like do what I think.
There was no criticism.
There was none. I just did it.
It's so cool, that angle of being self-taught, because I think to be self-taught, you're learning it in a different way, in a way that's more efficient to you, and then you being able to teach that to somebody else. I mean, how cool.
Yeah, I need to get better at the teaching it to someone else part, but I do love it. Because it just like nothing's off the table, or there's never a no in my head. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, we're going to get the result that we want. If I have anything to say about it, So yeah, I did that. And then we actually had some kids from Valley, I think, in a month ago or something. And when they asked me a question, they were like, do you need to go to college for what you do? And I literally said, no.
Isn't that funny?
You don't.
Self-taught.
Again, yeah, there are so many people out there that like us, like that want to teach people, and because it is this constantly evolving thing. And let's be honest, none of us know what we're doing.
We're all just out here winging it.
We're all just bullshitters bullshitting.
You can't bullshit a bullshitter. Thank you, my dad. Taught me that, and it stuck with me, and it is true.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, we marketed it, and I found a niche in social media where I'm like, this is where you can really connect with people and build relationships that are not just surface level. You can dive in and build a personal relationship with a brand and with a person to connect with them more. And then I was just ready. I'm like, I love my one woman show, but I'm ready to start collaborating with other people. And I've always loved, I know Brandon from my dad, and his brother was my old softball coach. And I just always knew about Bing Bang. And once I saw that open position, I'm like, apply. I didn't care what it was for.
I saw the likes coming in on Instagram from this cute gal with crazy hair.
Me?
Yeah.
It hasn't been washed in a little bit.
Your hair wasn't crazy right now.
Oh, good. We're recording on my wash hair day, so.
Good thing we have 3 cameras pointing directly at you. No one will know.
And then, yeah, so I started here 2021.
Yep.
Right? September,
yeah.
So I've been here about a year and a half. And we've just been taking names ever since.
We have. And our department, everyone here, like, what a great opportunity. I'm so thankful to be here. I'm so thankful you're here. We can come up with an idea and implement it. This has been a few months in the making, but it's just cool that we have the opportunity to take that idea and turn it into something real. And that is what the Bing Bang Download, the podcast, is.
100%.
We're so excited to be here. We're so excited you are here if you're listening.
I know.
We're here.
We freaking did it.
We made it.
We always do.
Amazing. Well, let's talk about what people can expect from each episode.
Yes. So we want to make this a very educational place to not only inspire you, but to give you tactical tips so you can start implementing strategies in your own business, like takeaways and whatever. So we want this to be that place for that. So that's what we hope we can deliver to you guys.
Ultimately, we want to give you that creative kick in the ass too.
I was waiting for you
to say. We just want to boot you out there. We want you to I do
got my boots on.
You do. I do too. Take those earbuds out and feel like, okay, if those 2 yahoos can do it, so can I. It'll be less of this and more things you can implement, that feels good.
It feels so good, especially like I listen to a lot of marketing podcasts when I feel like stuck or I just need more insight on something. Like I know I want to tackle this thing or try this new thing out, but I just like don't know where to start or what tactics like have been tried or whatever. So we don't want to just dangle the carrot out in front of you and be like, come get it. Like we want to be like, here's the carrot, here's what we learned. And I hope that you can apply it too. Cause we want this, like we just, again, the community aspect.
Yes.
Like, we can do it all.
We can. Yeah. So topics from like when to use an influencer in your marketing strategy, recruitment, what you can do with that, our process that we use here, how you can implement that in your own day-to-day life. So, we know that you may not be ready day 1 to come over here and work with us, but you can start putting some of these processes into your own life and you will see a difference. It's like a diet plan, right? Like you change the way you eat, you change a few things, you will notice results.
Yeah.
You will notice results with these too. So,
yeah.
Great.
I wrote something when I was like writing our little intro or description for the podcast, and I said, we talk about business, marketing, and life. And I really liked the life aspect too, because we all have different perspectives. You and I both, like you're a CMO role and I'm just a marketing strategist here.
Not just.
And, but we all consume different content and have experienced different things, have tried different things. So it is so cool to be able to get, because we're very similar brains, we think very similarly, but we have 2 totally different perspectives and life perspectives. So it all comes together and it's all relevant when you are talking marketing and business. So I am excited to even bring our life aspect in because like you said, you're an oversharer.
Oh, yeah, I am. I so badly want to be mysterious, but unfortunately I just cannot shut the hell up.
Not in that pink sweater.
No, and there's going to be more pink where this came from.
It's your color.
One person said that. And now it's all I wear. So be careful if you give me a compliment. If you say, wow, Never mind. See, I almost overshared again.
She literally brought in a pink blazer.
Okay, but that was old.
Yeah, it was
And I
old.
will be wearing that.
Yeah.
So you'll be seeing that soon. Oh my gosh, you guys. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. To kick this thing off, we'd love if you'd leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, because that's how we're going to be able to reach more people and grow this dang thing.
Yes, and there may be something in it for you if you do it. I don't know, a little Bing Bang swag, a little gift card from our friends across the street. And if you don't know who's across the street, then I guess you're just going to figure that out.
You're going to have to come and have a beer with us, find out.
That's right. Amazing. Well, Shelby, thank you.
I'm so excited for where it takes us.
Me too. This, we had a couple detours on this little maiden voyage, but
It's okay.
It's great.
See, it's always scary. It can always be a little scary to try something new, but you got to do it.
you got to do it. All right. Thank you, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.